wonder, can I set this up like this? Yeah, that's better. Man, but I won't be able to. That's not gonna work. I thought that was gonna work, but it's not. I think this is probably gonna be the best way. Yep. Alright, guys, welcome to the channel. How to fight the urge. Man. So I watched this one particular guy who is actively struggling with a gambling addiction. And his channel is called Jumani. And it's just so sad. Like, he's a YouTuber, and he took $1,000 of his Google AdSense money. Well, first of all, 2 trips prior to that, he took his paycheck to go gamble. Lost it. Took some more money. Lost it. Then he got his Google AdSense check for his YouTube check for making content. I think it was about like $900 to $1,000. Took that. He turned that into $1,000. The first trip he made $300. He left, came back, and he making these videos, right? So he made a video where he won. He made another video. He won that. So he was $1,000 ahead. He took $1,000, paid off some credit card debt, whatever. And then I don't know what you're talking about with the black dragon. I don't know what that means. But hello. Anyhow, welcome everybody. So, are you calling me a black dragon? If you're calling me a black dragon, that's a compliment. I will accept that compliment. I am a dragon. I have a dragon spirit. But anyway, so look, this guy, he's up $1,000. He's a YouTuber. He films himself gambling at the casino. And he's taking his YouTube check where he's making money. Hi, boss, start. He made $1,000. So he paid off some credit card debt. And now he's gambling. It's the 3rd video he's made. And he lost all of it. And so I'm watching this this was yesterday I was watching this. And watching this guy lose hand after hand after hand. He lost $1,000 in 10 minutes. He lost $1,000 in 10 minutes. I was just like, wow. This guy sleeps on the floor. He sleeps on the floor. He catches the bus to the casino. He works at a hotel as a night auditor. He takes his paychecks, gambles that. He takes his YouTube paycheck. He gambles that. And I'm watching this yesterday. And then because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been feeling the urge. It's been 5 years for me, going on 6. It's been in December, it'll be 6 years for me, clean from gambling. And so, you know, someone gifted me something, a large amount of money, and it's sitting in my savings account. It's a large amount of money. It's a lump sum. And as a recovering person, as a recovering addict, I'm like having these thoughts in my head. I'm having thoughts. I'm being honest with you. But what's keeping me from going is I have this fear. I keep having this fear. Like every time I think about going down to the casino, I'm like, what if something happened to my car? What if I have an issue with my tires? And I have a spare tire, but it's a horrible spare tire. So if somebody came and put the tire on there, it might not drive. I tried to, I'm thinking all these weird things. I'm glad I'm having those thoughts, though, because it's keeping me from going down to the casino. I'm having real crazy thoughts. So bad thoughts is the thoughts of something bad happening to my car or something happening while I'm on the way down there is like saving me, you guys. Literally. And I'm talking about a huge chunk of money I got right now. Literally. Sitting in a savings account. It was a windfall. It just came out of nowhere. I put it in a savings account and I just keep going to work every day. I keep going to work every single day. I'm sitting there and I just say, no, I'd rather work and grind. I'm going to keep grinding like I've been grinding. No, it ain't taxes money. No, it's actually just money somebody gave to me, believe it or not. Somebody that loves and care about me, you know. Lawrence Smith says stay away. Thomas O'Donnell says no, it's not taxes money. Nope. So the way that I'm fighting the urge is, hello, Kataria. The way I'm fighting the urge is that I'm watching these people, watching a guy lose the money like that, watching him lose like $1,000 in 10 minutes, that type of stuff is helping me to, it's like I feel like when I'm watching him, I feel like I'm losing. You know what's crazy? It's like I'm living vicariously through him. So when I see him lose that $1,000 in 10 minutes, I'm like, yo, that's me. And then I watched another gambling movie on the internet last night. It was about this girl. She was a young girl. She had got a boyfriend and he was a gambler. She was in high school. She was in her senior year of high school. And this guy was probably like a couple of years older than her, probably like 21, right? And he turned her on to horse racing. And next thing you know, she won and she got excited. She's like, I want to flip this into more money. He takes her to the casino and she just starts spiraling down into this addiction. She stole from her mother. She was borrowing money from her sisters. She was borrowing money from all these bookies and putting in these bets and losing. And, you know, her whole life just was spiraling out of control. She stole her mama's jewelry, everything. I was watching this last night, feeding my mind with this so that I won't go out and make these same mistakes that, you know, some of them I've already made. I'm like, it's not worth it. Yes, you could win. Yes, you can. You know, I see people in my comments on my videos, they keep talking about you can win, you can win, you can win. Yes, but guess what? You can lose too. As much as people keep saying you can win, you can win, you can lose too. And when you lose, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be so bad. Get your tear fixed and go eat something. What? I don't even know what that means. Get your tear fixed and go. Oh, tire fixed and go eat. My tire is fixed. I'm not even sure what that meant. I don't know what y'all talking about in these comments. I'm confused. Alice Domain says hi. How are you? Yeah, Lawrence, you gotta clarify because I don't know. I was saying how I have a fear that something bad is gonna happen to my tires while I'm driving to the casino, and that's keeping me away. That fear. So the whole thing of me saying that is you have to literally have a fear of gambling. What's up, Visionary Voyage? What's up? Everybody, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, if this is your first time to this channel, I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the community. I'm going to ask that you look around. If you feel like you like the vibe, if you like what I'm talking about, if you're interested in the content, please subscribe. Please, because, you know, I have a lot of information to offer. Anything about gambling, I'm your girl. I'm the lady. I know all about the ins and outs of it. I almost know how to play every single game in the casino. I've been there. I've been drugged through the absolute mud, beat up, broke down, everything, all of it. All of it. I've been through it all. I've been through hell and back, okay? Almost 6 years strong, staying away from this nonsense. You know, once you become an addict, it's over. It's over. You should never gamble again. Once you go into recovery, your goal is to never, ever gamble again. I do not play anything. I don't play anything. I don't gamble at all. I save my money and I invest my money. That's what I do. Now, investing is a risk. It is, but it is a calculated risk because you actually have to use your brain and research. Everything essentially is a risk, but gambling is a risk that is extreme uncertainty. There's no way to predict anything, you know. And I don't want to have the conversation about how poker is not gambling, because it is. If you're a gambling addict, poker is gambling, because you're going to be putting money out there against the worst odds. Okay, you're not going to be going with pot odds. You're going to be putting money where you should not be betting when you shouldn't be betting. Putting money up in the pot when you shouldn't be putting money up. Going all in when you shouldn't go all in. Going all in because you're desperate. So no, we're not having that poker conversation. I don't care about poker. We're not talking. We're not pushing. I am not pushing gambling here, guys. Come on now. Read the channel description. This is for recovering addicts, people that got problems, serious problems, that need help, that can't handle it. And here we go. Here we go. Just took third out. Wait, what? I'm not going to read these comments about your winnings and how you won. I'm not reading those comments, so I'm going to ignore them, guys. I'm here to help. I am not here to promote gambling, guys. I'm not the lady for that. This is not the channel for that. So I'm going to breeze past these, those type of comments. But anyway, so you got a gambling problem. You've been in recovery for years, and then you just get a lump sum of money, and now the urge comes. How do you fight the urge? That's what this video is about. Well, first of all, you got to always have something to do. Always got to have something constructive to do. Me, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have to go out and work. And the thing is, I have a lot of freedom. See, me, I have a lot of freedom. I'm not bound by walls. I'm not bound by time. The only bounds and limits that I have is my health. Am I able to get up? Am I able to walk? As long as I do that, I can do that. I can go anywhere, do anything. I can work whenever I want. And I could do whatever. So I have that freedom. And I've been having a discipline for the last 6 years, but it's been a while since I had a large amount of money in my possession. And it's not easy. All my bills are paid, with the exception of like a few that I've been struggling with. But for the most part, I'm in a very comfortable space. And then the urge comes. The urge comes. It's going to happen. No matter where you are in your recovery journey, you can have a windfall of like $20,000 sitting in the bank, right? Or $10,000 or $5,000, and you've been clean for the last 6 years, like I have been, and you're gonna have these ideas to go gamble. You know why? Because you remember what it felt like. You remember the excitement. And it's not about winning money. I have to remind myself, it's like I literally just got this, and I'm like, man, I'm thankful for it. What would be the reason for me to gamble? I'm not gambling to get money. I mean, I could be gambling to try to double it, but that's the stupidest thing in the world. Have you guys ever tried to gamble to double some money you already had? That's the stupidest thing in the world. You're better off investing. I'm better off taking $500 and going and buying a bunch of products to sell on eBay. I'm better off doing that. Or I'm better off investing in, some crypto that's really low, cheap right now, or a stock or something like that. You have to start thinking like that. You have to start thinking about investing your money. That's the mindset you need to have. When you get those urges, say, okay, I want to flip my money, invest your money. So me, I have options. I have eBay, I have Amazon, I have Mercari. I could go to a bunch of garage sales, buy a bunch of cheap stuff for like $1 a piece, right? Listed on the internet. I saw this guy, by the way, this is anybody, if you want any ideas what to do with your money and when you're fighting an urge to gamble, instead of going to gamble, go onto Facebook Marketplace. find something on there super dirt cheap, right? First of all, compare that to what is selling on eBay. So let's say it's something that's selling for 100, $200 on eBay and you could get it for 10 or 20 bucks, right? That's a flip. Buying something I've bought these chessboards for $25 and guess how much I sold them for? 200. So I had a hunch. Something said it was about the election. It was the believe it or not, it was the 2020 election between Trump and Biden, right? It was a chessboard. So it had, excuse me guys, it had all of the people behind Trump and all the different senators, the major senators and stuff like that. And then it had Biden and all of his, counterparts. And I said, I know that this chessboard is gonna go down in history. I kind of wish I would have kept it for myself, but nah. I said I'm gonna price it at $200. That's how confident I was, because I'm like, that was one of the wildest elections. Actually, I'm trying to think. Which one do you guys think was the wildest election? The one between Kamala and Trump, or Kamala? I mean, or Trump and Biden? Which one was the wildest? The 2024 election or the 2020 election? I personally think the 2020 election was the wildest because all the controversy around it. Anyway, I was banking on the hype. I bought it based off of the hype of the election and the results, you know, especially everything that happened. I mean, I was following everything. Like, it was nuts. And so anyway, long story short, bought that chessboard for $25 and sold it for $200. That's a huge profit. So all I'm saying is there are other ways to spend your money, other ways to get that adrenaline rush. It's an adrenaline rush for me to go out and forge these and sell, get these products and flip them. So you have to find different ways to get that rush. You could go into the stores, you can go into like CVS, Walgreens, and get their clearance items, even Target clearance items. I've bought packs of like brand name toothbrushes for like $2 or $1. You can flip those. you know this is a way that you can rechannel that energy. you know Start getting a dopamine rush from that. And that's is way safer, because the worst thing that can happen is that you end up with all this merchandise and you might have to just sell it in bundles, right? I'm sitting on so much inventory because I will buy up all this crap. But I guess what? It's money. And it's gonna be even more money now because a lot of that stuff, the price has risen up. Guys, I was buying those Hot Wheel cars. I was buying them when they were like under $1. Now they're $1.25 anywhere you go. And so I could sell a Hot Wheel for 10 bucks. That's how much I've been selling them for. $10 to $15 a pop. And I bought them for under $1. I'm a living witness. You don't have to gamble. Start buying stuff and flipping it. That can be your new way of gambling. Yes, it's a gamble because you might not sell it. The thing that's a gamble with it, you might not sell it as fast as you expect to, but you will sell it eventually. You will. So that's one of the ways that I fight the urge. And keep watching people's stories, whatever it is that they're going through. Um, when you live vicariously through others and you see how bad they're doing, like that guy losing that $1,000, that girl stealing money and losing her college fund. I'm like, man, it just sent chills down my spine watching that. It really did. So, you know, I'm actually kind of glad I'm feeling kind of sick right now, because that's also helping to keep me away. You know, Paranoia and fear of bad stuff happening when I go down there. Bad stuff happening to my car because I'm going to a place that's just full of negativity, especially where I'm from. Honestly, I'm not from a tourist town. So there is nothing exciting about going to the casinos in my town. Nothing. It's just a bunch of, it's just, to me, I'm sorry, but the casinos where I'm from are ghetto. They are. I'm sorry. When I go in there, it's just it's a ghetto vibe, you know. And so having that ghetto vibe, it just make me be like, man, I can't. People walking around, you winning, you get a blackjack, somebody asks you, let me get that odd $7 you got on that blackjack. You know, stupid stuff like that. So I'm actually glad the casinos are ghetto where I'm from because I'm staying away from that ghetto element, you know. I don't want to be around all a bunch of hood folks in the casino. It's just it's so awful, guys. It's so it make it way worse. I'm be honest with you. So I'm glad that that's helping to keep me away too. What's up, Enlightened Hub? So let me blow my nose real quick. Excuse me, guys. So you're gonna always, am I in the hood? I'm in it. I am in the outskirts of the inner city. I'm not in the inner city, but I'm on the border of the inner city right now. But when I go, like it's a bunch of hood people in the casinos where I be at. Yeah, most of the people in there be from is hood folks. To be honest, it's because of where I'm at. So it is what it is. Like it's the type of thing where it's people that got robbed. They've won money and got robbed outside of the casino. You know who does that? That's not something you hear of in casinos. People getting robbed when they win. Robbed outside. You know that only stuff like that happen. And I can't say the casinos. I'm trying to think. They are surrounded by the hood in a sense. Yes, they are. The hood is like right there. It don't take far to get to. You know, they've improved the area, but to me, this place is always gonna be the hood. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. But anyway, that keeps me away. So you just gotta have always have something to do when you're in recovery. Just always, you gotta have hobbies, other ways to make money, as many ways as you possibly can to make money that have nothing to do with a casino or the internet. Now that's another thing. That's another element that I realize a lot of people are battling with. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I never had the online casino issue. Excuse me, guys. I have really bad allergies, so I apologize if I keep having, messing with my nose and all that. My allergies are so bad. But anyway, um, I was gonna say, what was I saying? I forgot my train of thought. But you just have to have something to do always and have other ways to make money. Make a list of different ways that you could possibly make money. You can even put it in Chat GPT and say, what are alternative ways that I can, flip my money? Like, ask, what are the top 10 ways that I could flip my money, that have nothing to do with gambling, and that should be your focus, man. And keep reminding yourself of what it felt like to be at rock bottom. That's a bad feeling. You know what it felt like to be at rock bottom. If you still on here, if you still on here watching, you either seen somebody in rock bottom from gambling or you've been there. So I like to invite you guys to take the time out now to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Watch the videos. I've got other lives on here where I've talked about gambling addiction, and recovery, the recovery process. The recovery is for a lifetime. You're going to be in recovery for the rest of your life, fighting for your life, So just know that you're never done. The more money you get, the more money you get your hands on, the higher the stakes, you know. But I've gotten so old now to where I'm like, I'm not the age I was. Like I said, it's been almost 6 years, guys. 6 years. So the last time, 6 years, that's crazy, the thought of that. It's so weird. The last time I gambled, I was 34. 34 years old was the last time I gambled. Can you imagine that? I was either 34 or 35. I think I was 35. And now I'm 40. I'm too old. I'm too old to play those games with my life. Too old to go back and ruin my that I already did the ruining. I already destroyed it. The damage has been done. I've been rebuilding for the last 5, 6 years. Rebuilding my mind, rebuilding my emotions, rebuilding my spirit, all of that. I'm not going back. I refuse. So I guess that's all I have to say. Anybody else? Anybody have anything they want to say? Anybody have anything they want to ask? You can ask now, or you can subscribe and then wait for the next opportunity. You know, what are you got? What's on your mind, guys? You guys watching me? What's on your mind? What do you what do you feel like you want to add to the conversation? If you want to add to the conversation, I'm gonna switch it to subscribers mode because I want to make sure everybody on here is here because they want to be here, not here because they're trolling. We had some trolls in here earlier, but what are you guys thinking? Like, what's on your mind? I am a living witness that you can change. I've changed, and I feel like the harder you work, the more you will be rewarded. It takes hard work. The recovery process is hard work. It's not easy. I'm not going to tell anybody it's easy. A lot of people ask me, "How did you do it? How did you do it?" First of all, I prayed to God. If it wasn't for my belief in God, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't. I'm just being honest with you. I wouldn't be where I'm at as far as um being as far on my journey. And I know a lot of people don't believe in God and stuff like that. And I respect that. But if people ask me, that's the number one question I get. How did you get to recovery? And how are you, going 6 years strong? God is number one on my list. Period. I won't deviate from that. I'm not ashamed of that. And I'm not going to do I'm not trying to be politically correct and all that. I know God, 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 God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here with this. I wouldn't be here on my journey. I wouldn't have made it this far. God and prayer and developing a relationship with God and helping me step by step, guiding my footsteps, showing me the way, showing me different ways to make money, you know, putting me around the right people, putting the right opportunities in front of me, you know. And number two is believing in myself. I saw myself on the other side of gambling addiction. I saw what my life would be like. I had a vision for my life, what I wanted it to be. And number three, I got tired of being feeling like a bum. I got tired of being a loser. When you have a gambling addiction, you are a loser. It's like you just have a loser mentality. Not everybody that has a gambling addiction loses, but most of us do. Most do, you know. So I just didn't want to be a loser anymore. Got tired of feeling like a loser, you know. Got tired of looking around at the casino and just seeing these people, and it's just like the environment is just drinking and the cigarette smoke. It's just a stinky environment. It's nasty. It's dirty. It's so dirty. It's just a dirty, dirty energy. It's just ew. And I know a lot of people gamble on. That's what I was talking about earlier. I couldn't remember my thought. A lot of people gamble online now. Honestly, I don't have much to add to that because I only did that a couple of times, and that was when it wasn't even really legal. This was like 15 years ago. I was online trying to play poker on these little websites, and you really couldn't cash out. I mean, you could have, I don't know, but nah. I can't even say that was real gambling, to be honest, because I never cashed out. It was just really just experimenting with online gambling. But that was years ago when it was like it was a bizarre setup. But The new legalized gambling online is a different type of animal that you have to battle. And I don't know anything about it because I literally started my gambling recovery journey in 2019. So maybe like a 1 year later, after I think they started allowing online gambling legalization in 2018. And so I didn't even realize it. I was still at the casino. So I didn't really, that wasn't my I didn't trust it, number one. I did not trust online gambling, and I still don't trust it. I don't know how people can even trust it. You're dealing with computers. Yeah, you're dealing with computers in person, but at least I can see what's going on. How do you know if you can even cash out on these online casinos? I've heard so many horror stories where somebody won a whole bunch of money and they told them that they had to, this was online, and they told them they had to actually drive to the real casino to get the money, and they got there and they didn't pay them. Who wants to deal with that? Trying to gamble online. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And they got access to all your information. No way. Absolutely not. So to me, online gambling is foolish. It's foolishness. Like if I was gambling now, I wouldn't think twice about gambling online. Absolutely not. There's no way I would do it. Is anybody in here that's looking? It's 24 people in here. 24 people in here. And no, y'all are silent. Y'all are silent. Y'all are real quiet. Anybody on here gambles online? How many people? Put a 1 in the chat if you gamble online. I'm just curious. I want to know what it's really like. I mean, I'm sure people win, but I don't know. All right, guys. Well, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Look around. It's a wealth of information on here. I'm going to be putting up more content soon. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. It's been quite a pleasure. I'm always here to lift and motivate people on their journey because I'm on this journey with you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a good day.